So guys, let's get started with the Oracle time and labor. So let me put forth some questions before getting started with the OTL. So have you guys went with the global HR, the core HR once? So you have any idea upon the schedules or hourly, weekly or monthly salaried? So I need your responses so we can get it aligned with the
Yes,
session.
yes,
So
yes,
Pranati, you know what is schedules,
yeah,
work schedules we have discussed in absence management, right?
yes, Lakshmi, we went through this global HR under this.
So what is meant by weekly, bi-weekly and monthly, Pranati?
The salary basis we are talking, so
Yeah,
weekly.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, that's awesome. So that's exactly right. And whenever we go into any organization, right, we need to record some hours to indicate that we are actually working on something. Specifically, if there are some project specific roles, like we consultants work on projects, like clients or the name, for example, XX client, Northwell client that we used, right? We have. So those clients' name can be made as project name, and we will enter the amount of hours that we work for that project. For example, I'm a weekly salaried. So, and also I put my, get the wages on hourly basis. Okay. So mostly remember on the legislation for say we have US legislation. There predominantly they use semi-monthly, bi-weekly concepts. So mostly the people would be of hourly wages. But whereas we here
1 minute, Lakshmi, 1 minute. So,
Sure.
Brahma, what is the difference between semi-monthly and bi-weekly? Or anyone? What is the difference between semi-monthly and bi-weekly?
Semi-monthly means, let's say first 15 days or else, next 15 days, whereas twice a month, like semi-monthly means, and bi-weekly means 2 weeks, 2 weeks, for every 2 weeks.
Okay, for every
That's
2
right.
weeks.
For every 2
Yeah.
weeks.
So that is really important. You should remember semi-monthly and bi-weekly. So they will process from 1 to 15 and 15 to 16 to 31st. It would be semi-monthly. Okay. And bi-weekly means every 2 weeks, irrespective of the date, they will process the salary. Okay. There is a minute difference between bi-weekly and semi-monthly. Okay. So it would be a great understanding if you can answer the question in the interview. Otherwise, people will think that okay, you learn the subject, but you have not worked on the subject. You got it right? So you should understand some of the minute differences when you are going for interviews. Okay. Yeah. Okay, Lakshmi, please continue.
Sure, Pawan. So yeah, that is very important. So that a semi-monthly, bi-weekly, which will be named under a task area called repeating time period. So if you guys have went through the absence management module, the same task area is also shared with this Oracle time and labor, basically the time and labor module. So always remember that is the first step in our configuration step. So I do have a hierarchy, a list where we need to do the configuration likewise, because the task areas here are actually interdependent. So you get a lot of confused. No problem. Go through the steps one by one again. So this is the first and foremost thing that you need to understand, the basic fundamenta of getting into the time and labor. So once you are clear on that, then we'll move to the next things. Okay. So this is just for your explanation. And I want another a clarification from you guys, like how well you understand what is time and labor in an organization. Generally, apart from Oracle, just tell me like how it can be used, how the time can be managed or used in a HCM area. So you can tell me no, if you know. If you don't know, tell me that you need to know so that we can discuss further.
By time and labor, I'm not sure, I'm just guessing. It can be maybe for an implementation, how much time is required and how much effort we need to put for that. Maybe we can calculate on the basis of hours or efforts required for that.
Okay, but can you tell me some scenario like in real time how you use the time entry or how the
For
things goes?
Uh, for example, if I need to, as a functional consultant, if I'm assigned to do the implementation for a particular company, say my company name IT People, so I will be given a time that in this particular time you need to complete that. So what I understand from this is that this will be the time, and accordingly the labor will be also there.
Okay, that's super Sakshi, but still, I think Pranuti is trying to tell something. Yeah,
Like punch in, punch out, like by using that
yeah,
the
that's
employee
what.
working hours.
Okay, kudos to you both. Thanks for opening up.
Thank
This
you.
is what the conversation, the classes should be. It should be more of interactive. That's how I get to know what is the idea that you already have, so that we can have a better clarity upon the learning that we are going currently. Okay, so basically, don't think as a consultant now, just as an employee in an organization. You are going and sitting in the company. What you will do? You'll just swipe in, swipe out, right? You are that too currently work from home things are going on, your times will be tracked upon. So these are all the things going on currently. So think about in that perspective as an employee. HCM is an easy module to relate ourselves to it because we are already we have do have experience or we have heard from our people telling that they used to do these things in their organizations. So this work environment, this organization things, basically being the receiver of HR functions, like we are getting the pay slips and we are doing the time entries. So being the employee itself, we can understand the module itself, the functional part easily. So next the technical things comes into the picture. That things we will practice one by one and we can just crack out. So that's not an issue at all. So first basic thing is we need to understand the concept. We need to be having a mindset that what our clients are telling their requirements. We need to be more communicative rather than just observing. Just communicate, cross verify with lot of questions. That's how the functional consultants will get paid more than the technicals, to be honest. So just go with the flow on the communication. Ask for the doubts, stop them to get the clarity whenever you need. So this is what the basic funda that we need to understand. So how does the company know how much you need to get paid upon? For example, you are working on weekends. So that will be counted as overtime. So how that will be captured in the system? So using time and labor module. And also you are working on shifts like shift A, B, C, which means like morning, evening, night, midnight. So based on the legislation that we are working upon. For example, if you're working on US legislation, you need to extend to 2 p.m. if needed by the client. So in on that grounds, you will be allocated with different shifts. Whereas you are working on UK legislation where you will clock in at 2 p.m. and clock out by 11 p.m. They will have you to work around these timeline because they are very restrictive of their 8 hour schedule. They won't even go beyond a minute in a meeting. So they are very time conscious. So this is how the UK legislation clients deal with. So this is how we need to understand from the client's perspective, the legislation perspective. Same as payroll, we also be mindful of absence and time and labor also when it comes to legislation because we have overtime concepts. We have this absence also getting integrated with time and labor. So that we will discuss in detail in the next upcoming sessions. So be aware about the legislation that you are working at. If you go into UK, go to their website, their government website, and just check with the legislation how the overtime rule and the employees getting paid for that legislation. So is there any mandate rule? Like we here at India, we do have some HR policies to protect the work-life balance of the employees, right? Likewise, how the other legislation works. So these are the basic things that we need to know about based on the legislation. So now we can get into the configuration, and let me know if you have any questions or anything to be discussed. So far we have discussed, right?
It's clear, Lakshmi, from my side. You
Thanks,
can.
Trinity.
Yeah.
Okay, thanks, Trinity. Thanks, Sakshi. We'll get into the
Yeah.
roles.
Before going to the topic, okay. So Brahma, what is meant by legislation, Brahma? And which legislation we have worked in payroll and absences? First of all, what is meant by legislation? So what is meant by legislative data group? Is there any correlation between legislation and legislative data group?
Currency and payroll things. Yeah. I'm not able to recollect, sir.
So the legislation means it will talk about particular country's jurisdiction. Okay. It will talk about the currency. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Cost allocation key flex field.
Yes.
Where all that amount will be from where you have to, from the default account, from suspense account, all these things, amount, how you do the payroll.
Yes, sir.
So, and how that integration between absence to payroll and absence to OTL and absence, OTL and payroll, these are all circuit products. You remember? So absence, payroll and Oracle time and labor, we call it as circuit products. Circuit products means what? They're having an interdependency between these three. Okay. So
Yes.
last time when we see that how to transfer absence to payroll. So same thing, we will have integration between OTL to payroll.
Yes.
So all these three, the main key important is LDG. LDG means what?
It talks about country currency and the payroll along with the
Yes, along with all the rules and regulations. Okay, legislative data group. It holds all the important information regarding to the particular country. Okay, so how many legislative data groups will be there for one particular country?
only once. Once.
Only one.
That's
If
one
there is a
country.
special economic zone in a country and they have to deal with the special taxes, then suppose let us take an example of China and Hong Kong. China is one country, but Hong Kong is a part of China, but still they will have a separate rules and taxes, and completely the rules that are there in China is different from the rules that are from the Hong Kong. Suppose you have to implement a project for Hong Kong, so how it would be? So will you implement for China or will you implement for Hong Kong?
We'll implement in Hong Kong, sir. There we'll create one separate legal entity.
No, what I'm asking is, well, see, for one country, how many legislative data groups would be there?
Only once. For one country.
But if the particular country is having a special economic zones, then generally only one legislative data group would be there. But if particular country is having a special economic zones, like suppose a Hong Kong or any particular rules that are completely different from the country, but still that particular land is also part of the country, at that particular very special type, we will create another legislative data group. Even though currency is same, but the rules and regulations we will take from the particular law of land. Okay. So Hong Kong law is different from China law. You got it right? Even though Hong Kong is
Yes,
being is a part of China, but the rules and regulations of Hong Kong is completely different from China. At this particular very, very rare point, we will create a new legislative data group. Particularly, we will call it as a special economic zones. That is called the business rules. Okay. Yeah. Okay, Lakshmi. Yeah, you can continue.
Sure. Thanks for adding that clarity. So let me show you something. So this is how the integration works with the other modules. For example, you need to know about these basic things, how the employee creation and what are the assignments the employee have, because this assignment thing deals a lot inside the time and labor. For example, they can be parallelly assigned with 2-3 projects, or they might have a different jobs. For example, they might have a part-time job inside and also a full-time worker inside the company. So assignments things you need to be aware, and schedules. So this is currently being considered a separate module itself, work for scheduling. So which was a part of OTL or absences before, but you need to be very well aware how the schedule works. Like, do we need it is an elapsed or duration? Those things we need to be aware about. So, by any chance, that you guys have already performed the tasks on scheduling?
Yeah, we have discussed that in absence management, Lakshmi. But I
Great.
don't know whether
Okay.
whether people have practiced it or not. But we have discussed. But anyhow, we need to take this OTL as a fresh new session, and we need to start from the scratch.
Sure.
Because the
We'll
new
get
students are also.
incorporated.
Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah,
We
we'll
have to
do that.
take this from a 0 to 1, completely
Yeah.
from the scratch.
We'll do that. So it's good that if we have some hands-on with the schedules first. So after we get moved into the devices, which was Pranati was mentioning that time entry and time out the devices that we use, right? So which is digitalized here. So we just need to go and click a button, which we need to configure as a consultant. And we have the time and labor configurations. The basic things are the entry, the rules, overtimes, and validations, how it works. So, which we will discuss in detail in the next sessions. And the other things, which is approvals. So, it varies to company, which is like client to client. So, sometimes they will have multiple hierarchy based approvals, like if someone is absent, they need to delegate to other person, or they will have a group of people who will see the approval like a FII. So there are a lot of things there in approval. So it's OTL is not a single module, so it just touches base upon the other modules in depth. So we need to have a better clarity. So I think it is the right time that we are going with the OTL, as we covered, like few people covered on the absence friends also, so might have some clarity. So if you are new, no problem. We can touch base upon everything in detail here in OTL. Or you can also have a fresh recap of everything. Okay, so next comes the processing. So processing part is something after we do the time entry, how it flows to the payroll. So there the processing comes into the picture. So this is how, and also if we have some validations, like if we have some criteria who are eligible for this overtime, so those conditions can be incorporated through fast formulas. So fast formula is something that mostly on the technical front that we will discuss. So first we will cover upon the functional things, but lightly it's always a mix of techno-functional here in OTL. It's not a complete functional and all. So you need to be a bit more into technical front as well. So we'll start from functional, we'll move to technical, we'll explore everything, no problem. So after processing, where it exactly goes, whatever the time that we are entering, whether it is a biometric or whether it is a Oracle digital clock that we use. So whatever time we enter, where it goes exactly, it flows through payroll, and whatever the absence impact, the absence entries that we have made can also be incorporated in this time and labor window. So we can view it. And also the holidays will get pop up as a calendar. We can view it. And the PPM module, which is a separate module which deals with projects alone. Projects are nothing but you need to have a basic idea on projects too. Because being an OTL consultant, we will deal a lot of with project side also. Basically, which also touch bases on payroll by seeing this term cost, right? So it's a mix of payroll, project, OTL. So you need to have a idea like how it works. You need not to go in deep like how you can create the projects, how you need to add it to other modules and all. But you need to know the basic things, basic funda, how it works with OTL. So what are the role it plays? So those are the things you need to remember, the billings, the revenues, because these will be considered as a time attribute sometimes, because we are recording, we are entering our time against the projects. Many cases, like based on the requirement. If
Yeah.
there are cases,
Lakshmi, I want to intercept here. I want to share the thing. because when you go to project and portfolio management, the people will get confused. So I'll give a brief
Okay.
introduction about PPM.
Sure, Pawan.
So this is human capital management. So what we will call this one overall HCM. Okay. So as none of you know what is meant by project and portfolio management. So this project and portfolio management is also one of the big family as a part of Fusion. Okay. So this is also like a HCM. Means it is also like human capital management is how a family within the Fusion. So human capital management is one of the family within the Fusion. Okay. Let us take this is a Fusion. So what is meant by Fusion? So can anybody tell me what is meant by Fusion?
Combination of several modules, like combination of several things.
So what we are discussing, let us take DABPQI, right? So in this DABPQI, what is meant by FA?
Fusion application.
What is meant by Fusion then? So here we are saying FA, right? So here FA means what? Fusion applications. Fusion applications means what is meant by Fusion? Fusion means it's the name of the ERP. So what is the name of the ERP Oracle is selling?
Fusion.
It is called as
Oracle
a
Fusion.
Fusion. Oracle Fusion Cloud Applications, or simply we will call it Oracle Fusion Applications. Here we will see here. See what is the name it is showing in this next tab? Oracle Fusion Cloud Applications. Everybody cloud applications. So what is Oracle Fusion Cloud Applications? So we as of now we are discussing HCM within the HCM there are so many modules. All these things that we know. But if you see on the top, what it is showing here is not showing human capital management, or it's not showing project and portfolio. So what it is showing actually, it is showing Oracle Fusion Cloud Applications.
Cloud
So what it is the name of the ERP, which is a cloud application. So do Oracle is having any other ERP applications? Do Oracle is having any other ERP applications apart from Oracle Fusion Cloud Applications?
Yes, it is. It will be Oracle only, the simple one, the basic one. I mean,
Oracle is having another e-business suite, which is a replicate or which is same as Oracle Fusion Cloud application, but this is not a cloud application. This is on-premises application. It is a older one, or you can call it as a parent for this Fusion Cloud applications. Okay, so these two serves the same thing. Oracle e-business suite. I can say this is the name is Oracle e-business suite, and Oracle Fusion Cloud application. So this is from 1995 to 2030. So there is an end date for this Oracle e-business suite. So this is an on-premises application. Okay. Whereas this cloud application, this is a transformation from on-premises to cloud application. So this has started particularly from 2011 to at this point of time, there is no end date. So they are still developing. Okay. But from market side, it got a lot of attention from 2019. Okay. From market side means customers are slowly implementing the application and they have accepted. They have accepted from 2019, and right now it is in high demand. Why it is in high demand is by another 5 years, Oracle is closing the shutter for e-business suite. Oracle is closing the shutter for e-business suite. So what are the clients? They're having so many millions of clients are there in e-business suite. So they have to shift to, so where they have to shift? They have to shift to Oracle Fusion Cloud applications. So whoever the customers, who are the existing customers, they have to shift to Oracle Cloud applications. So new customers has to come to Oracle Fusion Cloud Applications, and the existing customers also has to come to Oracle Fusion Cloud Applications by 2030. This is the final deadline. Okay, this is the final deadline. So now coming back to Oracle Fusion Cloud Applications. So this is having so many families, like, so this is having so many families, like, so human, ours is the top one, right? So we are working in human capital management. So human capital management, customer relationship management, supply chains, financials, project and portfolios, and then higher education. We will call it as HED. Okay, higher education. And recently they're coming up with Fusion Data Analytics, Oracle Fusion OFDA something, Oracle Fusion. Yeah. Okay, I'll give you the name. They're coming up with Oracle Fusion AI Data Analytics. Okay. For now, you remember like Oracle Fusion AI Data Analytics. Okay. So you don't have to write any kind of queries and all. So these are all part of what? These are all part of, again, this Fusion Cloud applications. So it's like if we consider if in terms of normal analogy, you can consider it's a gated community. So everything will be having only one gate called Fusion Cloud Applications. Okay, Fusion Cloud Application. So everybody has to come to Fusion by crossing what? Suppose if you log out, so you have to cross one gate that is called as Identity Cloud Service, IDCS. So when you log into the cloud applications like Oracle Fusion Cloud Applications, so it will ask you. So you have to prove yourself who you are. So that is called as identity. So you have to convey, okay, I am future proof and this is my credentials, and you have to sign in. So that is a common for all the Fusion Cloud applications, including Oracle Cloud Infrastructure. Okay, so now we have logged in as Oracle Fusion Cloud Applications, and now, so we are, I'm working in human capital management, and let us take Brahmam is working in financials, and let us take Shakshi is working in project and portfolio management, and Lakshmi is working in Fusion Data Analytics. So so people are working in different modules. We will call it as a families here. Okay. We will call it as a family. Let us take, I'm working in human capital management and Lakshmi is working in project and portfolio management. So these two are called as families. These two are families in which application? These two are families in Fusion Cloud applications. These are big families. Okay, these are called as a family. We will call it as a families. Okay, so within human capital management, so let us take, we all know all the offerings, right? For time being, we'll leave about offerings. I want to implement payroll. I want to implement absence. I want to implement OTL, Oracle Time and Labor. So these are all interlinked again with different modules, the different families. So his payroll is interlinked with financials. So how payroll is interlinked with financials is, so suppose when you transferred money from company account to your salary account, so again it has to be done with the general ledger. So all these things will be done in payroll costing. Okay, and same thing, this OTL is having a combination with projects. So let us take you are working in 3 projects parallelly. So you are working in 3 projects, and suppose you have spent 4 hours in one project, 2 hours in one project, and 2 hours in one project. You have to report the time. But for which project you have to report? So all these things will be managed where? In the project and portfolio management. So let us take, this is Northwell Health. Okay, and this is Hormel Foods Solar. Okay, so you're working in Northwell Health. Let us take in a payroll implementation. You are working in Hormel Foods absence management implementation. And first solar, let us take, you are working in OTL implementation. Implementation is different. Okay. We're working in a project. That is the name of the project is OTL implementation. These are the different clients. So how many hours you have worked here? You worked here 4 hours per day. Here 2 hours. And here 2 hours. So now the clients will pay, how the clients will pay to the employees. Okay, let us take an example of consultant. I want to take Brahmam as an example. So Brahmam is working in Deloitte. So Brahmam is parallelly working at a time for 3 different projects. One is Northwell Health, Hormel Foods, and First Solar. Okay, so these, let us take, these are the support projects. It's not a complete implementation. Payroll support only. Means if any issue comes, you have to resolve that issue. Okay. So Brahma will report that I worked 4 hours in payroll, 2 hours in absence, and 2 hours into this OTL. So what is the client here? The First Solar. The First Solar, how it will pay? It will pay 2 hours for Brahma. To whom they will pay? They will pay to Deloitte. Same thing. Hormel Foods will pay for 2 hours. So per day 2 hours means what? If they are bi-weekly, means 14 days, 14 into 2. If they report these many hours, so from where they will report all these things? They will report with the help of OTL. At the same time, this OTL module will report again back to project and portfolio management. You understood, right? The interconnection between 2 different families here. Okay. You report all these things in OTL, and OTL will report back to the projects. Projects is part of what? Which family? Projects is not a part of human capital management. Projects is a part of project and portfolio management family, particularly for the people who are at the very top level, seeing all this kind of billings and all, and this kind of project and portfolio. So they are particularly for the management people who are completely into project management. They will, for them, this is the particular family they have to see. So everybody understood the relationship between OTL projects and portfolio management and human capital management?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Any particular doubt? So because see, this doesn't comes under completely doesn't comes under human capital management. So OTL is our particular product we are going to implement. But OTL has to report back to where? OTL has to again report back to project and portfolio management. For that this project's implementation is different again. Project implementation, who will do? The particular consultant who is having the knowledge of projects and portfolio management. We are not going to do the implementation for the projects. Okay, but the projects is a project and OTL integration point between human capital management and project and portfolio management. Same thing with the financials also. The payroll is an integration module between human capital management and financials, because financials is the module who is giving the money, and payroll is a module who is delivering the money to the employees. And again, we have to report back to the financials. Okay, for these many employees, we have delivered this much amount. And again, it will be reported into the general ledger module. Okay, with the project payroll costing. Okay, yeah. Okay, Lakshmi, you can. So I think we have given a brief introduction with projects and portfolio management also. You can take over.
Sure. Thanks, Pawan. So by this time, you guys are aware like how the projects gets integrated with the OTL, right? In real time, we'll see in the system also like how the integration works. And first and foremost, any module, we need to be always aware about the how the fundamental things and the main configuration and what is the advanced level that we need to look into. So basic things would be the ecosystem, like how the time entry screen looks like, how the configurations that we need to do it in the devices if we have. So the navigation and the work areas and the time attributes and the building blocks, the task areas we will see. And these would be the core configurations, the time attributes and the fields, time, the layout sets and the types, the rules and approval workflows. And the advanced would be more of technical, which is fast formula. Okay, second. Advanced would be the fast formula and third-party integration. For example, the client might choose a product as they want their OTL should be developed in Oracle Fusion, whereas they have the payroll as their PeopleSoft, or they do have ADP as their payroll they want to go with. So there is the integration comes into picture, or else they already have the time entry devices or the biometry with the external provider, and we just want to take the data pull into the Oracle Fusion and do the calculations for OTL side. So that also works. And system integration and compliance check. So which will also be covered as a part of advanced integrations. Okay. So let's start with the foundation one. So first and foremost, getting into any module for payroll or benefits. So we do have a separate roles for each user, like how it works. So we have a employee role assigned to all the employees so that the Me tab will get accessed. So let me show it in the environment directly so you guys can have a good understanding. So the same environment, I think you guys also have access to. Let me just a minute, it's just loading. Okay, so this is the navigation bar. So where we can, so the navigator, tools, security console. So we have the securities being controlled over here. Okay, so we'll take a role called time and labor. So you can see this one, right? So the code you can see as ORA, which means these are the seeded roles already being placed by the Oracle itself. So we need to copy the roles, the seeded role. We should not edit this one. So this would be the fundamental. So the basic one. So we can't edit it. Instead, we can just copy it. For example, we can play with these roles. We can copy and make it as another one. We'll see. We have a lot of admin created roles. So time and labor admin. We have HSC, admin, copy. So these are all the roles which is being created, copied from this base role. Okay, so you can see the code here, right? HXT. So which is the seeded one, the custom roles. Let me open this one. Okay, so let me edit the role. So for in the UI, in the time entry area, so if the client asks, like certain users should not able to create or update the time card. For example, in admin itself. So I had a client, they gave the requirement like this. They have the OTL admins. So let me explain before getting into this. What are the difference between the admins and the managers? So in Excel I have. So here we have time and labor manager and time and labor administrator. So these are the roles that we have currently customized and placed it in the environment. So you can go and check. So basically time and labor manager and time and labor admin are two different roles. Okay. But you should not get confused because this manager will act as a person who just do the configurations, the functional activity, or support the OTL front. Whereas this admin just do the transaction activities, like he can add, view, update. So he can approve, do the approval kind of things. In some organization, the client might have both a single OTL team, both will be handling this manager and admin role. in some organization, they will have two different types of people who just handles only the configuration front, and another set of people who just do this transactional activities. So this is the most important difference that we need to notice. And also the line manager. So you guys have crossed upon the other modules as well, coming to benefits or absence or core HR. So there must be always a line manager attached to a employee, and he must be the reportee to someone else, right? So in absence of the employee, for example, I'm on a leave, so I'm on sick leave today, so I can't able to log into my system, and Pan is my line manager, so I'm just telling him over the call, I'm very sick, I can't able to log into my system. So he's telling, okay, I'll do on your behalf. So he will go into the system, so he will do the time entry or the absence entry on behalf of me. So that is the role of the line manager. Whereas the time and labor manager means, for example, line manager. So Pavan being the line manager for the consulting HCM domain. But whereas for the entire organization, so this is the OTL admin and manager will play a vital role. So they will handle, even in the absence of line manager, they can took the control over. So I'm on leave, Pawan is also on leave. So this admin can do the entries on behalf of us. So they have even more leverage towards the environment. Okay, so on the time entries. So there is even my client came up with another requirement that they have a separate team. Other than these two, they have a separate team. Okay. So this team only can able to view the time card. They can't able to update or add, create new time card. They can't do any other updations over the time and labor area. Okay, so that we can do. It is not a thing that we can do it in the UI. It is something that we need to play around in the roles and security, which is the security console area. You need to go and check, because the transaction activities like addition or updations, insert of payroll, creation of time card. So those are all the transaction activities, means the privileges. Let me show you in the environment now. Now, by this meantime, you must have an idea what are the difference between the employee, line manager, and these two, right? Let me know if you have any confusion.
Lakshmi, I wanted to know there after line manager, you've mentioned these two, time and labor manager and time and labor administrator. So, if the line manager is not there, what you were explaining, so the time and labor manager can handle this functional configuration or support, handle for this support role, and this administrator can handle transactional and operations role. Like, what is it?
Correct.
This is just.
Sure. I can explain the differences by going into the environment. Okay, so we'll see the privileges. So by that, you can able to understand. So here you can see the privileges, right?
Mhm.
So it is from the time and labor admin. So this is the seated role. We need to check this one, and I'll explain you how it can be differentiated. That's a good question, Sakshi. Let me. ORA. Okay, so this is the seated one. And edit role. So we'll go to the. So here you can view the privileges, right? For example, configure the questionnaires. So create the time card. So this is one of the tasks. So if you remove this privilege from the time and management area, you will see add symbol. So that will be removed. So this is what I have mentioned here, that the certain group of time and labor admin only can able to view. They can't able to create. So if we remove this privilege, so they can't able to create it. Okay.
Okay.
and they can do the other activities, the remaining task areas. It is generally the task areas that has been listed here. So that is um, the pages that you can able to access is what the privilege lets you to.
Mhm.
Okay. So basically, whenever you work as, for example, we have an HR department separately, right? So we are HRs, right? We are working on the HCM module. So, but we are using this application called Oracle Fusion. So if we are using for our company, so if we are consultants, then the client company will have an HR team. There they will segregate as payroll team, OTL, the time and labor team, and they will have separate benefits team who handle different separately on the benefits front alone. So even now in our organizations, we have benefits team is acting separately. They will give us ideas whenever we have doubts on benefits front. So likewise, we have time and labor admins, but they have two different tasks. So just to differentiate the task areas, okay,
Okay.
I'll show you the admin 1 second. So HCM groups, these are all the yes, these are all the configuration areas that we can see. Okay, 1 second. I think I have the across. Should be here, and this should be here. So admin is a functional one, and manager who manages the things as transactional. Pardon me. So this is one just exchanged. So this is the admin who does the transactional activities configurations, right? So you can see this, all the task areas, application flex fields, the common lookups. So manage something, if it comes, it is a task area. If you go to the global search and search on all these privileges, you will get into the task. So whenever you remove this privilege, you won't get access with the task area at all. Okay, so if this role is getting added to the user, for example, Lakshmi Shri is a user I have created. Okay, so if I add this role to that user, then that Lakshmi don't have access to this privilege, which is the task area. If I'm removing this questionnaires area, the privilege.
Yeah.
So that is
I want to interrupt here. So at this point of time, we don't want to discuss more on security. So security has to be covered so far. Okay. So it will be
okay.
becoming more confusing rather than we will stick towards the basic overview of OTL today. Because
Sure.
security is a little bit more complicated area, and as of now, still it has to be covered for some of the people.
Okay,
Okay.
Pawan. Got it.
So
So
Sakshi,
I've just
I'll explain you again for all the security. So at this point of time, it is a little bit complicated to know all these things also. Okay, you got it right. Security
Yeah.
is a little bit sensitive area, and we need to know each and everything before going to the complex time and labor administrative function security profiles. Okay, I'll explain you one by one in security, what is roles, abstract roles, job roles, data roles, security profiles, all this. Then only we have to go into the security privileges. This is a very, very the complex subject. So at this point of time, even if you don't understand, just leave as it is. Okay, you got it right, Sakshi?
Yeah. What I understood here is that if I'm working as an administrator, I'll be having some particular things under my as a privilege, like which I can access or change. And if I'm working as a labor, then my area of access will be different. And if I'll be added there as a user, then it will be different. What I understood.
Correct. So based upon your privileges only, you are able to see the application front.
Yeah.
Okay, based upon your security profiles, privileges only, you are able to see the application itself. The highest privileges would be for any administrator, whether it is a time and labor administrator. At the time and labor module, it is having highest privileges. So if it is a global HR, it's a administrator, human capital management applications administrator. The same thing for payroll admin, payroll also. The highest privileges would be for administrator. He can do anything. because he is the one who will having all the activities, all the privileges. Okay. So particularly security, we will discuss in depth completely. So it's a really a tricky subject. Okay. So for this point of time, we will focus particularly. Okay, this person will do this. This person will do this. Okay. We don't want to go inside of the privileges and all.
Yes, Sakshi. So if you see here, so just we'll understand that you'd need to have these two roles get added to the employee so that from the my client group, they can get access to the time area. Let me show you, show more quick actions and time. So you can see these tasks, right, coming up. So these are all the things which you can see only if you have these two roles getting added. Okay, remember that. And line manager. So this Lakshmi is having line manager role got added to her user. So he or she can be able to see the time. So only if the line manager is added, you can able to see this tab. If not, you can't able to see my team tab. So if you go there, here in the future proof, you can't see the excuse me. So these are the bare basic that you need to know. Just me, my team, you don't see it here because line manager is not added to this user. So he is just an employee and an admin. Okay, my client groups and me. Of course, the employee role is getting got added to the user. So that's what the basic thing that we need to know about to test around with the task areas. Okay.
Lakshmi, Pranati here. This
Yes.
time and labor administrator and manager is there. No? These two roles are seeded roles, you're saying, right?
Seeders are already there in the system.
Okay.
But if you want to have some changes, like based on the requirement, you always need to have a custom one. You can't go and edit the seeded one.
Yes, I'm aware about it, but just want to
Yes.
need clarity that yes.
Okay, I'll ask you one thing. Lakshmi,
sir.
can you open the Excel sheet?
Sorry, Pavan, you want me to?
Please open that Excel sheet once.
Sure.
Okay. So Pranati, it's a question for you. So tell me whether it is which type of role is it?
It is serious, sir. I can see this view all option here.
The view all option is not a seeded role. Who said it's a seeded role? First of all, what is that role?
Time and labor manager and administrator, two roles.
No. So
Seeded.
okay, take any one role. What type of role is it?
Data role.
Very good. So is the data role is the seeded roles?
Yes, sir.
Customized
Yes,
role.
sir. But customized.
Data role is a seeded role or a custom role?
Seeded role, sir. With the help of data role, we can create custom roles.
Okay. Who will say the correct answer? Lovraju? Lovraju, are you there?
It's a customized role, sir. Because we use job role plus security profile to create
Create the
data role.
data roles. So it is a proper data role. We will take a seeded job role and add the security profiles, and we will make a custom data role. This is a customized data role. This is not a seeded data roles. And we will add these roles to the persons, to the employees. So when you see view all, you just to remember it is a customized data role.
Okay.
When you see view all, you just by default in your brain you have to remember it is a customized data role.
Okay.
And data roles are not a seeded roles. You got it right?
No, sir. It's been a long time that I
It's
have
been a long
practiced
time and you have to practice every day.
Yes, sir. I forgot the concept. It seems like I need little brush up on this.
That's why I asked again Lovraju only, because he have answered very clearly and he practiced that security part.
Yes.
Okay, so Vamsi, you have answered half, but you should answer the remaining part also.
Okay.
Data role, but you have to answer in a proper, complete, comprehensive answer. I am expecting here, because if you half of in the interview, nobody is going to take. Okay, a very good
Okay.
overall. Just if you practice one module also, master that module. Okay, instead of being a jack of all trades, master one module and become an expert in it. Okay, particularly application security module. This is a very complex module and you have to practice a lot, because this is not only impacting only HCM. This is completely at what level?
Fusion.
Very good. It's completely at the fusion level. Security is not only for HCM.
HCM.
It's completely at the fusion level. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, Lakshmi, you can take over.
Okay, thanks, Pawan. So, yeah, yeah, guys. So you are clear, I hope. So if not, practice again, go and check the security console area. So what is CEDAR, what is data role, what are the privileges inside. So we have Oracle docs also, refer that and come up with more doubts. So once we practice, only then we'll get to face lot of doubts. What is this? What is that? What happens when we do this? So you can always work around and come up with doubts, because it's hard to get the environment like this. It is fully accessible. And if you are getting this, just make use of it to the optimum. So you can just able to crack the interview easily without hands-on. If they come up with scenario-based questions, it is little tricky to understand and put the things into the mind and process it. So instead, if you practice in all the ways, take some examples or ask for some scenarios. So I hope like assignments also been provided in last modules, and for this module also, we will share you all the assignments. You should be sticking with the assignments, and also apart from that, you do your own work, play in the environment. So go and check what is this, what is that. The self-interest is what will take you so far in your career. So you always need a support. So we are there to support you guys to get into the track. But there is also the effort that you need to put from your end. So you can learn much more than we teach you. You can even excel beyond. So that is what the main intention here. So I think we can wind up for today, Pawan. Is that fine? Or we have left with some other things to cover up?
Yeah, yes, yes, Lakshmi. So what is the assignment you want to give to the students?
Just the OTL, just go to the Me tab, the My Team tab, My Client Groups, go and search the security console area. So for example, you have this future proof. This is one of the user, and you can also take another user, Lakshmi Shri. So which is also been copied from Curtis Petty, one of the another super user here. So they must have all the roles and responsibilities. Mentioned here in the security console. Go and check there, and also check inside the Me, My Team, and My Client groups, inside which you will have this area called time. So once we start the sessions on the configurations, the next sessions from tomorrow onwards, right? You will know what I'm telling. So you go and click and check every task area, how it looks like, how it is coming out. So just look and do your research. Some existing configuration must be there in the environment already. So check and understand the task area. So once we dive into the task area, you will easily relate with the subject which I am telling you. So that would be the assignment. Go and check each and every task area. For example, we have this under My Client group. So go and do a search of time. So you will have this time related tasks. So just click each and every tasks and view it. Have a glance. Okay. And go to My Team and quick actions, show more, search for time. So under time, you have these task areas. So compare with the My Client groups, how the time task areas from my team and my client groups are different. Okay. And under me tab. So quick action, show more, find time. So we have existing time card, add time, change request. So these are the two task areas we can see. So go and check each and every area. So I can share you some of the few users which you can use and check. Okay. So can ping it in the chat also. So that will be easy for you guys. That would be the task or the assignment for today.